Today, I'm talking about whether you should invest your money or pay off debt first. Let's get into it. The question of you should invest or pay off debt first is often argued in the financial space. And my friend Joseph Hogue from Let's Talk Money and I found ourselves on opposing sides of this argument. We've both been pretty successful with our personal finance strategies using completely different methods. So today we debate who is right, if anyone. I'm taking the side of pay off debt first, invest later, and on Joseph's channel, which is linked below, he'll be arguing that people should not wait to invest their money and why holding on to some debt might be okay. I urge you to watch both videos, be open and respectful, and then tell us what strategy you use and why in the comments below. If you don't already know Joseph, he loves investing. He tracks the market, he buys single stocks, and gets deep into his portfolio. This is his passion. He's also investing while he has about $60,000 worth of student loan debt, which he is paying off slowly with minimum payments. I, on the other hand, paid off all of my debt before delving into investing. I'm Sarah, by the way, also known as Budget Girl here on the internet, and I took the strike force approach and paid off all $33,000 of my student loans in just 3 years, and I did it on a low income of $26,000 to $30,000 a year. Now that I'm debt-free, I'm a simple investor. I use index funds and even some robo-advisors to outsource my wealth building. I'm also a completely set it and forget it person. If you're new here, by the way, I make videos every single week about how to manage your money on any income, pay off debt, and build the life of your dreams on less. If that sounds like your kind of thing, I'd love it if you subscribed. And if you like winning with money, go ahead and hit that like button. So why do I think you should pay off your debt before you invest? After all, we all need something for retirement eventually. I don't think anyone wants to have to work until the day that they die, and everyone knows that the earlier you start to invest, the more time that money has to grow and make you wealthier. Well, first off, let's talk about that interest that will make you wealthy. When you have debt, the interest on that debt is making someone else wealthy. Really, regardless of the percentage, which could be 3 to 5% for low-risk debt like a mortgage, student loan interest, which has lowered recently, but mine was a painful 7.7%, or even credit card debt, which is up to 22 to 30%, and that's insane. It is absolutely guaranteed to keep growing until you pay that debt off. So if you have a $30,000 student loan, payments at say 5% interest, which is lower than what I paid and also slightly below average across the last decade. And you have a 10-year term, you're going to be paying about $318 a month on that debt. Almost exactly 40% of your monthly payment starting out is going to be just paying the interest on that debt. $125 of that $318 payment is disappearing every single month. Over the next 3 to 4 years, it will drop to about 30% of payment going to interest, or about $100 of the $318, but you're really only dropping your overall debt number by about $200 every month for the first several years. Joseph is probably going to say, invest at least something, even $50 a month to get used to the habit of investing. But you're already spending double that on just the interest on your debt. Across the 10 years on that $30,000 loan, you're going to pay an additional $8,200 in interest. And that's if you never miss a payment or incur any fees. Now, I don't know what you bought for $30,000. It could be so worth it to you to pay nearly a third over that price for it. But for me, I'd rather not keep that debt around like a pet for 10 years. With my $33,000 worth of debt, I focused all of my efforts on paying it off and managed to get it completely gone in 3 years, saving myself thousands of dollars in interest charges, and most importantly, freeing myself of that huge financial burden. Especially when you're on a lower income like I was, there's a significant power in having complete focus on a goal. By directing all of my expendable income at my debt, I was able to pay it off in so much less time than I originally anticipated, and free up all of my income then to build wealth with in investing. I understand the inclination to spread out your money, do a little debt payoff, a little investing, maybe tinker in Bitcoin or some exploratory stuff. But when you do that, you are banking on a lot of chance to come out net positive in both the short and long term, which is the end goal, yes, to come out net positive. Some people say that they can earn more money through investment growth than the interest is costing them on debt. If your debt is at a 6% interest rate, but you can earn 10 to 20% investing, why would you not do that? But investment returns are never guaranteed. Your debt is. The market is driven by outside forces you cannot control. Yes, it has always trended upward over time, but within that there are a lot of drops and crashes. If your argument is that you want to build wealth over time, but are paying $1,000 in interest to earn $700 in returns, you're not building wealth, you're losing it. Investing is a form of gambling. It's not bad or evil or wrong. I love investing. It's honestly the key to building wealth long term, but there's a hugely different mindset between having money that is spare to me that I can invest to grow long term to build my future, and money that has to grow or else I'm losing money. By focusing in on getting rid of your debt first, you are freeing up more income to invest and also taking the danger out of gambling. If you don't have any debt and the market crashes or we have another recession, okay, that sucks, but I'm debt free. All I have to do is make enough money to support myself. I don't have this huge debt that must be paid and is growing in the background no matter what. Also, the earlier you start debt payoff, the easier it is. Despite earning so little, I was able to go really hard on my debt in part because I was willing to live like a college student for a few years, and I did it before having a husband or kids to account for my decisions or to have to make compromises about. Life only gets more complicated and more expensive as you go, and when you're carting around debt with you, that's just one more mouth to feed. Being debt-free provides me with a feeling of safety. It's totally a female thing to want to protect what we have with money. We fear a loss of stability, whereas males tend to be less concerned about having money or being able to get more and are more fearful of missing out on opportunities. And that's fine and cool. We're all wired a little bit differently, but emotions about money and kind of the way we're wired shouldn't be dismissed. Delving more into the psychology of money, there are huge mental and emotional benefits to focusing your efforts with your money. Because when we see progress, we're more likely to stick to a plan. When you're focused on paying off debt, you see amazing progress. The total is going down, you start to dream about what you can do with all of that money once it's not going to debt. It's really invigorating. But when you're paying off a student loan with the minimums and a car and a credit card and are also sending a couple of $100s to a retirement account and an index fund, and maybe you have another little kind of fun account where you do some single stock trading, all of your efforts are diffused. Your focus is split, and you'll need a spreadsheet each month to figure out if you're coming out ahead. And you probably aren't. One caveat: if you have an employer matched 401k, I would do it. Especially since that contribution hits prior to a check, it shouldn't affect your focus, and also free money. I currently put 40% of my take-home income at investings and savings. I'm planning on purchasing a multi-family home and house hacking it fairly soon, but also trying to pay it off early as well. So I will be taking on debt again soon, but at that point, I'll have my focus again freed to take that on. And I definitely won't have any debt to burden me down other than the mortgage. I'm definitely making up for not investing for the 3 years I forewent it because of the huge amount I'm now able to put into investing. My retirement is going to be great, and I'm even considering some FIRE type scenarios that would not have been possible with debt. My focus is completely free to hone in on the next thing I'm working on. I think you should pay off debt first because I'd rather interest always work for you than against you. And so regardless of the financial state of the world, you'll always be in a better position to handle it. These are just a couple of the reasons why I think that paying off debt before getting into investing was the right move for me and could potentially be the right move for you. It's a simple way to make your money work for you, to see progress, and then to have so many options open up for you with money. By the way, one of my favorite things about the financial space here on YouTube is that you can be friends with people and support people who are doing things the exact opposite way that you are with their money. We don't all have to agree about everything, and personal finance is extremely personal. I believe we're here to help you figure out how you can win with money. This is what works for me and why. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I'd love to chat with you in the comments section down below. Let's have an open and honest discussion about money and why we do what we do with it. Some housekeeping notes: my brand new newsletter, More Than Money, launches tomorrow. To get all the money things right to your mailbox, sign up at the link below. I've also recently launched a brand new Facebook group, the Budget Club, where we can come together to figure this money thing out. The link to join is also below. Don't forget to go watch Joseph's video. Even if you disagree with me or him, I think it's important to have all of this information to make the best money decisions that you can. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. It's free and fun, and you should leave a like too. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you next time.